Thank you for watching What's in Your CSA Basket, a collaboration between Northwest Access Television, the Vermont Department of Health, St. Albans District Office, and Rise Vermont. We hope you enjoy. Wow, Andrea, talk about a green setup. What do we got going on here?
We have lots of greens to use today. We got beets that also have the beet greens on them this week. We got lettuce. We got, I'm using green beans in this recipe, although they didn't come from the CSA yet. And we got fennel, as well as basil.
Fennel.
Fennel is an interesting thing. So,
have you ever heard of fennel?
A little bit about fennel. It's interesting. So, the bottom of the fennel is this bulb, and this is the part that we're going to be using today. But all parts of the fennel are edible. You can use it interchangeably from celery, and the stalks actually look a lot like celery does. And then I cut off some of it because it was pretty crazy, but there's like these like feathery frond things that are on it, and it looks a lot like dill. And those can be used, and they make a pretty garnish, and you can also use them in recipes. We're not going to be using all of this today. We're going to mainly be using the bulb, but just know that all parts of this are edible. We got quite a few herbs. Today we had basil, and when I got the CSA, I was very worried about keeping the herbs fresh to be able to use them. So what I found is that most herbs you can treat just like cut flowers. If you cut off the stems of them and put them in water, and then just put a small, a very light plastic bag over the top, it keeps them nice and fresh. And then you just want to change the water frequently if you're not going to use them right off. So first step for this one is to make a vinaigrette, and I already did this because the beets that we're adding needed to be soaked in the vinaigrette. It is 1/3 cup of oil. The recipe calls for walnut oil. Because of food allergies, we're not doing the walnut oil today. We're just going to do, I just use regular olive oil. It's got 3 tablespoons of sherry vinegar, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a little bit of salt and a little bit of ground pepper. So I made up the marinated, whisked that together, and then to prepare my beets, I had about a pound of small beets, and basically you just cut off the ends with the beet greens that they're using. Wash off any dirt that's on the outside of beets. They tend to have quite a bit of dirt on the outside. You don't want to peel them. When you cook them, you want to leave the outer peel on. And all you do is just in a medium saucepan, cover the beets with cold water and let them boil. Once they're boiling, turn it down to a simmer, and it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for them to be done. And the way to check that they're done is you just take a fork, and if you can pierce through the beet, that means it's done.
We've got a mix of all the green lettuce here. You can take a peek at it. It's beautiful. And also the beet greens as well, which a new process for me too. I had no idea you could use tops of beets. So to add it to this mixture, I mean, it just adds another flavor and also some color, which is
so
great.
You can use any mixed greens in this recipe. So we have our beets that are marinating in our vinaigrette here, and then I prepared some green beans as well. So I used about 8 ounces of thin green beans, also called French beans. And then I just steamed them, and you can see I just used a saucepan with a steamer basket.
Should we throw on the beets or not yet?
I'm going to have you add this fennel, and then the beets, and then I'm going to chop up this basil. So I'm going to switch with you.
You want to add that right to
toss
there?
that in. All right, so this is all set to add when you're ready for that.
Perfect. And then you want to add the basil, honey?
Beets. And these beets were nice and small beets, so they don't, they're very tender. If you ever get like a really large beet, sometimes they can be really just kind of fibrous-y. And
I'll go ahead while you're doing that, Haley. I'll add these beets to the top, okay?
Okay. So this is basically the beets plus our dressing.
So don't get discouraged if your kids don't want to try something right off. The important thing is not to pressure them to try and try and try. Encouraging them to help you cook. This is a perfect example. Haley wasn't too sure about this recipe, and that's totally okay. She's seen how we use different greens in the kitchen, and as we continue to incorporate her into cooking with us, the more she's apt to try. So don't get discouraged. You're doing a great job.
And there's no pressure, no pressure. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you for watching What's in Your CSA Basket. For today's recipes, you can go to our Rise Vermont blog at www.risevt.com. You can also follow us on your favorite social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.